Thank you, Madam Chair, and I too enjoyed our visit the other week, enjoyed it a great deal, in fact. I want to thank our witnesses for participating in this hearing today. I'm happy we have such a diverse panel so that we can gain your perspectives on the issues facing local communities and addressing the nation's water and wastewater infrastructure needs. These needs, as we all know, are substantial, and they continue to grow. In many communities, water and wastewater infrastructure is long past its design life and in need of urgent repair, replacement, and upgrading. As a result, leaks and blockages are all too common across the nation and represent a massive waste of a vital and sometimes scarce resource. Additionally, the needs are especially urgent for hundreds of communities trying to remedy the problem of combined sewer overflows, CSOs, and sanitary sewer overflows, also known as SSOs. Shrinking municipal budgets, insufficient independent financing capabilities, and increasingly burdensome regulations without the necessary federal support have strained communities' efforts to address these critical needs. This is especially the case for many of our small and rural communities that many of us all around the country represent. According to EPA, the total documented needs for sustainable water infrastructure, CSO and SSO correction, and stormwater management across our great country total at least $270 billion over the course of the next 20 years. The needs for drinking water infrastructure drive this figure to more than $600 billion, and these are considered fairly conservative estimates. In my home state of North Carolina alone, $11 billion will be needed for clean water needs such as wastewater treatment systems and sanitary sewers over the next 20 years. So with talk of a major infrastructure package, today we need to ask the not so simple questions. What funding level is both appropriate and realistic, and how are we going to pay for it? Talk of authorizing enormous dollar amounts is not going to address these needs, since unrealistically high dollar numbers that will never get funded create a false hope and ultimately solve nothing. I believe it's going to take an all-hands-on-deck approach to reverse the decline of our nation's water infrastructure. Federal, state, and local investment will be necessary, but cannot be relied upon to solve all of the problems. Instead, we need to move away from business as usual and utilize every tool available. This means searching for new sources of funding, increasing collaboration between the public and private sectors, and improving how federal regulations are implemented, or deciding that they're not needed at all. We need smarter asset management, increased efficiencies in our water systems, and to achieve that, we need to incentivize the adoption of new and innovative technologies that will cut costs and improve water quality. In addition, communities, particularly those that are struggling to address their needs and reduce the financial burdens on households, need to be given greater regulatory flexibility, including through the implementation of a vibrant integrated planning and permitting approach in addressing the compliance mandates that have been imposed upon them. It's been 10 years since EPA developed its first guidance for implementing integrated planning, but the agency has been slow to work with states and communities to develop the most effective and cost-efficient approaches for meeting clean water objectives. 2 years ago, legislation that codified EPA's integrated planning initiative was enacted. EPA now needs to work with the states and effectively implement the initiative to help communities meet their needs in a more cost-efficient manner. We need to carefully prioritize our investments in water infrastructure to ensure that we are adequately protecting the public health, promoting the economic growth of our communities, and preventing the degradation of the environment. I look forward to hearing the thoughts from our witnesses today on these very important and pressing issues. Madam Chair, I yield back.